Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of The Gentle Path. It's always such a joy to spend this time with you. You know, as I was sitting down to prepare for today's conversation, I found myself reflecting on a powerful truth about life. The choices we make today ripple across the years. They shape not only our present moments, but also the days yet to come. Now, when we're younger, it's easy to feel like there's always more time to course correct, more opportunity to make different decisions. But as the years pass, we begin to see how those small, seemingly insignificant choices, what we eat for dinner, how often we check in with a friend, whether we maintain a budget, add up to larger consequences. Some lead to joy and vitality, while others may quietly chip away at our happiness and independence. Today, I want to talk about 5 common pitfalls that many older adults fall into. These aren't the big, obvious mistakes we're usually warned about.
No, these are quieter ones. The kind that unfold so gradually, we might not even notice their impact until years later. But here's the encouraging part. Once we see them for what they are, we can make changes no matter our age. So let's walk this gentle path together and explore how to sidestep these challenges, making room instead for a life filled with health, connection, and meaning. 1. Neglecting physical health. Let's start with a topic that's both practical and deeply personal: taking care of our bodies. How often have we brushed off a morning walk with the excuse of bad weather, or opted for a processed meal because it was easier than cooking? These little decisions don't seem like much in the moment, but over time, they can lead us down a path we never intended to take. You see, much of what we think of as natural aging, losing energy, feeling stiff, struggling with balance, isn't about age at all. Instead, it often comes down to inactivity and unbalanced nutrition. Dr. Helen Marcus, a professor of geriatric medicine at Stanford, once shared, "Mobility is not something you lose because you age. It's something you lose because you stop using it." That stuck with me. The good news is, even small changes, like a 15-minute walk each day or adding more fresh vegetables to your plate, can begin to restore what inactivity has taken. Strength training, even with something as simple as resistance bands, can make an extraordinary difference in maintaining independence as we age. Imagine being able to walk up the stairs without a thought, or reach for something on a high shelf without hesitation. Isn't that worth the effort? And of course, regular health checkups are part of this picture too. A lot of health issues, high blood pressure, early signs of osteoporosis, don't have obvious symptoms. Catching these early is like setting your future self a gift. So if you've been putting off scheduling that doctor's visit, why not make the call this week? 2. Withdrawing from relationships. Now let's talk about loneliness. It's something many of us deal with, yet we rarely talk about it openly. Maybe it starts with skipping calls to friends or declining social invites because we feel tired. Before we know it, weeks or even months can go by, and isolation starts to set in. Research tells us that loneliness can be as harmful to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, truly. It weakens the immune system, increases the risk of heart disease, and is even linked to quicker cognitive decline. Let me share a story. Dorothy, who once considered herself quite social,
started telling herself that her friends were probably too busy to chat. Little by little, she slipped into a routine of spending her days alone. When she finally reached out, calling an old friend, joining a book club, her world brightened again. She felt more alert and engaged, her mood lifted, and her days had a sense of purpose. Technology can be a lifeline here. While it may feel daunting at first, tools like video calls and messaging apps allow us to stay connected, even with relatives and friends who live far away. If you need help getting started, don't hesitate to ask. People love to help. And really, isn't that the essence of connection? 3. Resisting change. This one can be tough to admit, but let's be honest. How many of us have said, "I've been doing it this way for decades, and I'm not about to change now"? While that sentiment feels comforting, it can also hold us back. The truth is, change doesn't stop just because we reach a certain season of life. Whether it's learning to interact with new technology, adapting to dietary recommendations, or adjusting to different family dynamics with younger generations, staying open to the new keeps us connected and sharp. Albert, a friend of mine, resisted smartphones for years. He didn't want to give up his trusty flip phone, which served him just fine, until it didn't. One day he realized he couldn't access his bank account easily or join family conversations in group chats. Learning to navigate new technology not only kept him informed, but added richness to his daily life. Change, he found, wasn't so bad after all, just a little uncomfortable at first. 4. Mismanaging finances. Let's get practical now. Financial planning. There's this misconception that we don't need to think about financial management much in retirement. But here's the reality. Rising medical costs, inflation, and unexpected expenses can quietly erode savings over time. I'll never forget Richard's story. He retired with a healthy nest egg and spent freely at first, believing he had more than enough. But as time passed, healthcare costs piled up, and by his late 70s, he found himself needing to rely on family for support, something he deeply wanted to avoid. Being proactive with a clear budget is perhaps one of the kindest things we can do for ourselves. Even taking small steps, whether it's cutting unnecessary expenses or consulting a trusted financial planner, adds peace of mind and ensures we retain the independence we hold dear. 5. Letting go of growth and purpose. Finally, let's talk about purpose, the quiet heartbeat that sustains a fulfilling life. Aging doesn't mean we stop learning or contributing. In fact, having a sense of purpose is more critical than ever. Without it, days can feel aimless and the mind, well, it just dulls. Studies have shown that engaging in mentally stimulating activities, learning a language, cultivating a hobby, or volunteering significantly reduces the risk of cognitive decline. Why not take a class, mentor someone, or finally dive into that project you've always dreamed about? Linda's story inspires me often. She was in her early 70s when she picked up painting. Not because she thought she'd be particularly good at it, but simply as a way to try something new. What she discovered wasn't just joy in the colors and creativity, but also a community of like-minded people she had never expected to meet. As we wrap up today's conversation, take a moment to reflect.
Which of these areas might need a little more care in your own life? Is there one small step you could take today, whether it's a phone call to an old friend, a stroll around the block, or writing down a budget? Remember, it's never too late to choose joy and nurture well-being. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's message resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or an insight in the comments. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a wonderful way to support the work we do here and be part of our growing community. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the peace and inspiration the gentle path can offer.